ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः. Today we continue with Indra Suktas from Sage Vishwamitra Gathina. Chandas Drushtu. Imamu Shu Prabhratim 36.1 3.36.1 Begged by the protectors perpetually, who becomes famous by his great and noble deeds, who grows with means of progress in every born being, may that Indra uphold this good sustaining power for his delight. Considering Indra to be manifested self, the Rig can be explained as follows. As more and more objects appear in this universe, Indra's fame grows because he pervades all forms as Jivatma. Indra, the manifested self, upholds or sustains this material universe perpetually. We go to the next Rig, 36.2. Indraya Soma Pravido Vidana. Sacrificers give out drops of Atmiya Soma essence to Indra. The strong-jointed Indra, who is endowed with shining knowledge and who has given up all evils, is a real genius. O Indra, please accept and drink or enjoy this invigorating, well-effused juice which is being offered to you. By the wordings of the Rig, it should be reasonably clear that Indra represents the manifested self. This is a kind of invitation to him to enjoy the manifested objects in the universe, or could be this hymn, as stated explicitly in the next Rig. 36.3 Piba Vardhasva Tavagha. O Indra, please enjoy your drops of Atmiya Soma essence which are extracted earlier and also these present ones and prosper. O Indra, like you enjoyed the wealth and essences of our ancestors before, in the same way you please protect these admirable newer drops of Soma essence now. In the light of comments on the previous Rig, meaning of this Rig should become easy to understand. Indra is being requested to pervade and protect the present manifested forms as he has done with earlier forms. Alternately, newer born products could be these new hymns. 3.36.4 Mahang Amatro Urjane Virapsyu. Indra is great and is victorious over his foes in all battles. He gives many good teachings and is heroic. He is strong and his bold vitality spreads everywhere. This earth certainly does not deprive him of his valor, nor the space. These drops of Soma essence delight Indra, the possessor of speedy horses or rays of spiritual light. The speedy horses of Indra could be the spiritual rays of Atma which bestow consciousness and existence, or Indra represents universal Jivatma. Earth and the space are forms of inert matter. They have no existence independent of Indra. 36.5 Maha Ugro Vavradhe. The great heroic Indra grows for valor. That mighty prosperous one augments his power by the study of Shastras, etc. His cattle serve as givers of good food. His earlier gifts also give us plenty of good food. Indra is mighty and valorous. His glory increases with Vedic hymns. He causes the appearance of living creatures on the earth. He also provides the food necessary for their survival. The forms of living creatures and their food may vary with time and space. Prayat Sindhava Prasavam 36.6, 3.36.6. As rivers go to the seas and water particles to the atmosphere, virtuous charioteers go everywhere. In the same way, this Soma essence of born products purified by the rays of the self or the sun and extracted by mixing it with water or milk makes Indra and others present in the assembly happy. Living creatures move everywhere on the earth. In this atmosphere and also in the space. Indra, Pranas, Agni, etc. are delighted and satisfied with the living forms and also other inner forms that are being manifested from time to time in this universe. In another sense, by Soma essences, the seer may imply this hymn which he hopes will find favor with Indra and other shining beings. 3.36.7. Samudrena Sindhavo, sought after or desired by the atmosphere, the rivers are filled with water. Likewise, dexterous persons taking advantage of sun rays or rays of the self prepare the essence of many well extracted drops of Soma. They purify all things by honest and proper means and with stream of sweetness. The atmosphere fills rivers with water and purified by the sun's rays. So also all live or born forms are purified as though by the energy of the sun's rays. Men with dexterous hands prepare sweet and tasty food from articles present on the earth. We go to next Suktam 36.8. Radha iva kukshya. The stomach of Indra, may be Hiranyagarbha, is as capacious a receptacle for the Soma essence. It is like a deep lake full of water. He manifests himself in many sessions of the sacrifices. He pervades many kinds of food, including Soma and pure water. He slays the wicked like the sun dissipates the cloud. Universe is represented as the stomach of Indra, which is thought of as upholding the diverse forms of matter in the universe. Indra, the manifested self, is a permanent witness of all sacrifices, including the extraction of Soma and manifestation of all kinds of food. 3.36.9. Atubhara. O Indra, you are the giver of much wealth. Please do not let us down. You are known to be the Lord of all treasures and all kinds of wealth. Whatever great gift you have, O Lord of speedy horses or spiritual light rays, please grant us that gift. Here, the great gift is the essence of life or self-knowledge. 36.10 Asme Prayandhi. O Indra, you are Lord of much wealth and of upright nature. Please give us various riches containing all good and desirable things. Grant us a lifespan of 100 years. O possessor of handsome jaws and nose, Indra, please give us numerous heroes. Whether Indra is taken as Adhidevic or the manifested self, meaning of this rak is equally comprehensible. Last rak of the sukta is 36.11 Shunam Huve Mamaghavana. This is the same as 3.30.22. We go to another Indra Sukta from sage Vasishtha. This is Suktam 37 in Gayatri and Anushtup Chandasas. Most of the raks in the Sukta are simple statements and need not much elaboration. Three point 37.1 Vatrahatyaya Shavase. O Indra, we turn towards you to annihilate the enemy like the cloud in order to overpower hostile armies. Like the sun destroying the cloud, may Indra help the sacrificers to drive away their enemies within them or without. This is the essence of the rak. 37.2 Arvachinam Sute Mana. O performer of many noble deeds, Indra, may the institution of sacrifice bring to our attention your good intellect, also your all-seeing eye. May the knowledge sacrificer talk about knowledge, spiritual and physical, on Indra, to people assembled in this place of knowledge sacrifice. 37.3 Namanite Shatakrato. O performer of many deeds, Indra, for overcoming naughty enemies, we glorify your various names by all these auspicious hymns. Seer of the Sikh Sukta wants to recount the different names associated with Indra and thereby glorify him. 37.4 is the next sukta. Virushtudasya dhamabhi. We shall honor him by hundreds of birthplaces and names of Indra, who is glorified by many and is the supporter of the people. The same point is continued in this rak. Indra, the manifested self, is manifesting in different forms, each form identified by its name. Suktam rak 37.5 Indram Brutraya Handave. I praise Indra, who is invoked by many for destroying the enemy who covers like a cloud in the battle for gaining food, wealth, knowledge, etc. No comment on this. 37.6 Vajeshu Sasahir Bhava. O performer of many deeds, Indra, may you become victorious in battles. We praise you for destroying all the wicked enemy, the cloud. The cloud here may imply ignorance. 37.7 Jumneshu Prutanajaye. O Indra, please be a witness in our attainment of glorious wealth, in our battles with those warriors in a hostile army or among naughty enemies, and in the procurement of food articles and reputation. Indra, or manifested self, pervades all objects in the universe, irrespective of space and time, by giving them existence and consciousness to all living creatures. Glorious wealth naturally means self-knowledge. Next shloka is 37.8. Shushmintamam na udaye dyumninam. O performer of 100 deeds, Indra, for our protection, please protect the Soma essence, which is invigorating, is glorious, and which should ever be watched closely. Manifested inner forms made of matter sustain the universe. So it is but natural to request Indra, the manifested self, to protect these forms, which include the forms of the seer of the Sukta and his friends. Soma could be this hymn. 3.37.9. Indriyani shatakrato yate janeshu panchasu. O performer of 100 deeds, Indra, whatever are the senses present in your 5 types of living creatures, I shall cover them up. 5 types of living creatures could be those born from earth, sweat, eggs, wombs, and the mind. Their sense organs are definitely not the same. The seer is confident of overcoming the perception of objects by sense organs with the help of his Jivatma. 37.10. Aganindra Shravo Brihat. O Indra, your great glory is unsurpassed. Please give us that glorious wealth which is difficult to get. I shall achieve your vigor. The greatest glory of Indra, Jivatma, is knowledge. May he give that knowledge. I shall achieve that. That is what the seer of the Sukta says here in this slok. Last slok is 37.11, and that is this. Arvavatu ma agahyatho. O mighty Indra, please come to us either from far away or from near. Wherever be your residence, come to us, please, in this world. No explanation necessary on this. We go to the next Suktam, Suktam 38. This is on Indra again. Rishi is Prajapati Vaishwamitra, Prajapati Vacha Va, Chandasi Strushtup, Abhis Tashteva, Didhaya. 38.1. O praisers, illuminate knowledge like a carpenter or a heavenly builder, or like a good horse bears his rider's burden. Reflect upon the sublime type of happiness. I wish to see the righteous and enlightened sages. The sage is addressing the knowledge sacrificers assembled in the place of sacrifice. He is asking them to sharpen their intellect, to receive spiritual knowledge, and to concentrate their minds on the bliss associated with Brahman. Seer the Sukta want to see enlightened sages. Vinoda Pracha Janima Kavinam. O praisers, ask glorious Indra about the source of these wise sages. They have their minds under control and are performers of noble deeds. They are seated in their minds, the space, etc. They created in their minds the space, etc. Moreover, they are followers of righteous duties, desiring to increase their knowledge by thinking and meditation. It is quite logical that seer wants to know the source of these sages from Indra. Here, Indra implies Jivatma, and he knows the origin of the sages as Jivatma. Rest of the Ruk lists some characteristics of these sages which may not need any further elaboration. 38.3 Ni Shrimidatra Guhya Dudhana. The sages uphold the self hidden in the secret place. Also, they manifest the space and the earth for governing this kingdom, the universe, and for the creation of various objects from the basic elements, the space, air, Agni, water, earth. For upholding Rita, they establish earth and the surrounding atmosphere and all objects made of these basic elements just now mentioned. Some more characteristics of the sages are mentioned here. They realize the self hidden in their heart space for the sake of people who believe in the reality of the universe. They conceive of the theory of creation, or how 5 forms of matter from the space to earth, the most subtle to the most gross, came into being, and also objects made of these basic forms of matter. 38.4 Adhishthandam Parivishve. All sages adore that all-pervading one. He is self-resplendent and moves on, clothed in beauty. The name of that mighty Supreme Spirit is eminent Vishwarupa. He is established in eternality. These sages themselves are identified with the self. Attributes of the self are presented in the remaining part of the Ruk. The self moves from one living body to another, clothed in an ignorance cover, Atmiya Soma essence, and pervades all manifested forms, hence called Vishwarupa. Of course, the self is eternal through all these rupas, which appear and disappear with respect to the space and time. Asuda Purvo Vrishabho. 38.5 The ancient shower of benefits generates the mothers, earth, water, air. They generate all objects and eradicate the diseases and miseries. O Lord of the space, the sun and lightning, you are the light of knowledge and humility of the giver of wisdom. They uphold the universe with their light and intelligence. Different steps in the process of creation are described here. In the first step, Indra, the manifested self, is said to create the five basic elements. They are called mothers here because all other objects are created from them. The five elements are known to be purifiers. The sun and lightning stand for sources of energy and light. They illumine grass or physical objects or give knowledge of their existence. Trini Rajana Vidathe Puruni 38.6. O rulers of the universe, I glorify you with all these hymns in this knowledge-giving sacrifice, which is being conducted in 3 sessions daily. I see with my mind them who are firmly established in the righteous vows, who are enlightened and mighty like the wind. They maintain cultured speech. It must have been the common practice those days to conduct teaching lesson or preaching in 3 different sessions daily: before breakfast, after breakfast and before the midday meal, and in the afternoon or evening. This is implied here in this rig. Sirada Sukta is seeing with his mind's eye the imaginary upholders of this manifested universe. 38.7. Tadinnavasya vrishabhasya dhenora. The learned persons praise him by many epithets corresponding to the various attributes of that mighty giver of knowledge and rays of light. Men of fine intellect establish the most beautiful form in him who appears clothed in many diverse forms. The sages realize that the same self appears in different forms made of matter, causal, subtle, and gross in this universe. However, he only appears but is not really attached to them. The forms are like a covering of cloth to him. With this explanation, implied meaning of the Ruk should become clear enough. 38.8 is the next trick. Tadinvasya Savitu. Indra prays, let not the charming wealth of mine, which is shining like gold, never leave me. Who is the protector of this universe? That radiance illumines the dealings between Indra and his subjects, living between the space and the earth. As a virtuous mother brings up her noble progeny. This is just an imaginary prayer attributed to Indra, the manifested self, since manifested self Indra is only a mental concept. Nothing can be born from the birthless self under any circumstances. Indra is said to look after this universe as a mother looks after her children. 38.9. Evam pratnasya sadhatho. O upholders of universe, you too help us in maintaining the shining wealth and welfare of an old and experienced accomplisher of sacrifices, whose tongue protects the universe. All intelligent people see the different forms of that permanent self. Accomplisher of sacrifice could be sage Vishwamitra himself. Shining health means self-realized state. Rest of the Ruk may not need any elaboration. last stroke in the Sukta, 38.10, Shunam Huve Mamaghavan. Same as 3.30.22. Next Suktam is again another Indra Suktam from Sage Vishwamitra in Trushtup Chanda. 39 is this Sukta. This Sukta is not easy to comprehend as most of the ruks carry an implied meaning when Indra is considered as a manifested self. 3.39.1 Indram Matir Hruda A Vachyamana. O Indra, these hymns, full of wisdom, perceived by the invoker, prompted from the heart, from his heart, proceed toward the Lord of the universe, Indra, imparting great delight to him. These are being recited in this knowledge sacrifice. O Indra, please know the virtues of the hymns generated by me. Though outwardly the seer of the Sukta is addressing Adhidevik Indra, it can be seen that he is talking about self-knowledge in this ruk. Lord of the universe is the cause of manifestation of the universe, manifested self. May Indra know the worth of this hymn. 39.2 Divaschida Purvya Jayamana. 39.2 O Indra, this eternal wisdom manifested from the light of knowledge and generated by the enlightened souls who are ever wakeful, is praised by all like an auspicious lady clad in pure and beautiful white dress. A man of this wisdom is beneficent to all his ancient predecessors. Eternal wisdom is definitely birthlessness, truth, which the ancient sages have realized. That is the most beautiful one and is praised by all intelligent men. A knower of truth preaches truth. In that way he serves his predecessors who preached this knowledge earlier. 39.3 Yama Chidatra Yamasura Sudha. The one that brings forth twins caused the birth of twins. The same one only keeps moving the end of our tongue. They dispel darkness during the day. Staying together in the universe, they activate many forms. Ignorance of the self only is the cause of perception of duality, the self and matter. That universal impeller only activates the tongue for eating food which is necessary for living and to speak about truth. The self and matter together constitute this manifested universe. This combination maintains all forms in the universe. The twins and the tongue together dispel darkness of ignorance during the day in knowledge sacrifices, when knowledge dawns. 39.4 Makiresham Nindita Marteshu. Among mortals who are our protectors and warriors, there is none who talks ill of them on the earth. Indra, who is adorable, is doer of noble deeds, is augmenter and source of advancement of these people. He causes the creation of different races of men. The self and matter constitute or pervade all living forms on the earth, including human beings. No intelligent person can deny this fact. The manifested self causes the appearance of diverse living forms and men of different races. More explanation than this may not be necessary on this look. 39.5. Sakhahayatra Sakhivi. A humble friend, with the help of good things, knowingly follows the good advice of those living friends who are progressive and are of ever new movements. Indra knew that truth, which is shining like the sun and which is sleeping in the darkness covered by layers of ignorance, with the assistance of 10 sages who are shining like burning charcoal. A seeker of truth follows the right path indicated by the knowers of the truth, which they may have themselves arrived at recently. Indra, the manifested self, knew the truth. Birthless Atma shines with spiritual light rays which are similar to sun's rays. However, the self is hidden by 3 layers of ignorance: causal, subtle and gross bodies. Indra came to know the truth from the wise sages in knowledge sacrifice, which was going on for 9 or 10 months. This knowledge sacrifice is talked about in the 10th mandala in 10.61 Sukta. 39.6. Indro Madhu Sambhrutam. Indra knows all sorts of material forms collected on the earth, sweet living forms who walk on the earth by foot, and those that move with their hoofs. He, the giver of gift, upholds in his right hand that secret which is hidden in the pranas and resides in the cave of the heart. Indra, the manifested self, pervades all material forms in the universe, living and non-living. He imparts a sense of life to creatures moving on foot like human beings and animals having hoofs. Secret is the self residing in the heart space of men, which Indra is ready to reveal to a deserving person. This idea is further elaborated in the Rit that follows. 39.7. Jyotir Purnita Tamaso. O Indra, becoming aware of the darkness of ignorance, you uncover that spiritual light. May we stay away from evil influences, whether they are near or far away. You are the protector of all born things and are advanced in knowledge. May you accept the praises of a highly learned perceiver of aims. Indra is aware of the ignorance associated with self in the minds of men. Jivatma uncovers the light of knowledge to deserving persons. 3.39.8. Jyotir Yajnaya Rodasi Anu. May that spiritual light shine on the space and the earth for this sacrifice. May that keep us away from all evils. May they who dwell in knowledge and lead others to prosperity enable to grow the great wealth of knowledge of a mighty mortal. May that spiritual light shine on the space and earth for this knowledge sacrifice of the seer of the Sukta. May that light drive away all evils or unreality from the minds of the sacrificers. May the self-realized souls help the growth of self-knowledge of the seer of the Sukta. This is the implied meaning of the Ruk. With these clarifications, readers should be able to comprehend the implied meaning of the Sukta. 39.9. Last Ruk in the Sukta is, as usual, Shunam Huve Mamagavanam Indra. 3.30.22. This marks the end of chapter 2 of Ashtakam 3. This is a sublime sukta which one should study carefully to understand the implied meaning of the ruks. A similar suktam from sage Vishwamitra in Gayatri Chanda follows, which we shall take up next day. We conclude today's session here. Viramastavat.